So one of the biggest pan-Indian actors from South Indian movie industry and one of the most stylish and adored actor, favorite of mine, is right here with me on the Zoom interview. It's my pleasure to host our very own KichchaSudeepa here with me. Good evening to you, sir. Chennagidira Nivu?
Good evening, Chennagidini.
How are you, sir? How are you really doing? How's Dubai?
I'll teach you a line which can make my people also happy. So just say, Yella Kannadigarige
Nanna
Namaste.
Namaste. What does that mean?
Done. Hello to all the Kannadigas.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes,
That's super supportive. So, sir, you have been here since a couple of days to promote your new movie. And it's one of the biggest moments for you because this next movie's title logo launch is going to be on the world's most tallest building, Burj Khalifa. We're talking about VikrantRona here.
Yeah.
And just before we go into that VikrantRona, January 31st, we're going to be having the logo reveal on Burj Khalifa. And that day, you're going to be completing quarter of a century in this movie industry.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you please
the biggest portion of my life I have spent in the film fraternity. I entered when I was a student, sir. And then I have gone. So a major chunk of my life has been in the film fraternity. And it feels good to be still around, loved, and able to do what I love to do. That is to tell stories, be a part of stories, be a color in somebody's painting. It's always nice. And I'm glad the time has been kind and I'm able to do what I want to do.
I've always been very curious to ask you, I mean, for somebody who's been in this industry for such a long time, if it wasn't for movies, where would you be right now and what would you be doing?
For me, it's always a dream, thing that I wanted to be a part of my film fraternity, and I went after it. I didn't give up. So there's no way that I will talk about anything right now thinking that it may not be. I don't know. If you ask me that question right now, I go blank.
You've been focused on movies, is that like from the start itself?
No, I wasn't focused on movies. I always wanted to be a cricketer earlier, but then maybe I was not that talented to be a part of a state team or a country. So we need to accept and we need to move on. But the next love that I had was for the stage, where I used to write mad ads, scripts, be a part of stage shows, this way or that way, and that made me get hooked on to entertainment.
Okay.
So I came in to be a director, and this whole acting thing was accidental. So it just so happened here.
So 25 years back, you started with Brahma on a January 31st in 1996.
Yes, ma'am.
And VikrantRona right now, your most latest project, it was shot amidst the pandemic. So many differences from your earlier movie shootings. Can you please tell me a little more about how did this entire project work, especially happening during all of these times?
I guess it was just an intention to start and make sure that, because when we started making this film and we had a small idea and we wanted to tell a story to the people. Then once we started having idea, I was pitching it like, this story should be said in a certain manner, and that needed a huge logistic. So as we were going, then team came in, everybody came in. We started planning very huge. Then suddenly post 10 days of our shoot, I think this COVID thing and every lockdown happened and that was a chaos. But in May and June, when the slight roads and everything started happening and shooting permissions were given for small crews, is when we decided we should go. And because our sets were falling apart and we were not ready for that. We had created jungle sets in across 4 to 5 floors and things, and it was all falling apart, and we didn't have that excess money to reconstruct the whole thing. I mean, that's how it is. So I took a decision and I called the people and I said, is somebody with me if I want to move on with the shoot? I'm sure that everybody has got their worries. But luckily for me, the whole team came together. And then we hadn't heard a word called bubble. So I think we created the first bubble then. When from June, because though we didn't use the word bubble, we hadn't heard it ourselves connected to this. So we started working on as to how people should move, how people should sit, who are the right companies who we can incorporate and make sure everything is sanitized professionally, how people should be seated in different places, nobody can move with each other. Everything we worked for almost a month and a half, and then we went on to the shoot. And when we went on to the shoot, little did we know we are the first of the biggest films, first of the films that is hitting the set in the entire world. It's just not India. So I think that time it made all the difference. And we went, not that we were not scared, we were all very worried because none of us knew the repercussions of a COVID. We just had a lot of people misusing the social forums and posting wrong videos of people fainting, collapsing. I'm sure you would have also seen it. Like if COVID comes, they're falling all over the place. And that was what was told. And we all believed it. We were all worried. But then I guess if you don't face it, you can't fight it. Now we went out there and we faced it and managed to pull it off. There were people coming to understand how we are operating, how we are doing whole thing. And we had a 300, 400 member crew. It's not a joke. And I think post couple of weeks, I think 2-3 weeks down the lane, I think half the people were not worried about it. We were all together. We went together. We maintained certain disciplines. Man, we pulled it off completely without one single case coming up.
Oh, brilliant.
You know, one case didn't come up in the whole of VikrantRona crew, and I think that's the best part.
Wow. Wow, that's such an example that you've said there. And also, I'm very sure that VikrantRona is one great big movie that we're all looking forward to. So this is coming out in 5 languages.
You have a surprise on 31st about how many languages it's coming out.
Okay, all right, that's interesting. And that actually leads me to the next question. When can we see you in a Malayalam movie, sir? When is that happening? Is that going to happen soon? Or is that again another surprise that you want us to wait?
I'm so overwhelmed and I'm so humbled with every time when I'm invited for a Malayalam. I'm so worried to do a Malayalam film because I don't know the language, and it worries me because there are such wonderful actors in Malayalam. And if at all they call me there, I'm sure they call me to do my job. And I think I will forget my job in the whole process of trying to understand what is being prompted or what is the language all about. But then, ma'am, there is good news is that one film has come my way. And luckily for me, I speak Kannada and Tamil in that film. And it's a Malayalam film, though.
Okay.
So I think that makes my life easy, and I'm actually keenly looking into it.
That's
all right. So my wife is a Malayali. All right. So she's a Kerala.
Okay.
But I have not been able to learn the language at all because it's too difficult. I tried my best, but yeah, I couldn't. So I've always been blessed that whenever I come there, the movies they have seen in Malayalam, Icha, everything till now, people give me so much of love and respect. I think that always makes me feel indebted to all what I get from Kerala. So definitely, ma'am, I owe it. I will do a film. I don't know which one, but I definitely want to do. And definitely, I will not consider that as I'm doing something for a Malayalam film. I'll consider that as a great honor to be working under such wonderful talents we look up to, such wonderful human beings there, such wonderful superstars. I think it's an honor to be working, and I hope and keep my fingers crossed that one day I will.
That's so sweet, sir. I mean, the reason why I asked you this question is because I don't know if you realize the amount of impact you have created with your movies for our people in Kerala. It's massive, sir. It's humongous. With so many characters, you've just created, like you've catapulted it to like just the next level. So, and I'm very honored to actually be interviewing you because Kannada movie industry is very close to my heart. So I'm so honored to actually be speaking to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, we're just looking forward to your title logo launch, and that's the first Indian movie that's to be having their title logo launch on Burj Khalifa. And also, what can we expect from the movie? If you can just give us a little bit of like just here and there.
This is visually something very new for the Indian cinema and the way we have conceived and perceived it. So I guess, it's you will look forward to a very good content. It is not just the lavishness that we are excited about. We are excited about the content, actually, that we wanted to say it in this scale and make it reach everywhere. So it was a story to be told, and I'm very happy that what started as our film became everybody's film, and people started coming in, looking in, taking it. And anyway, since you're asking, I will tell you, it is not just India. We are releasing it almost about 50 countries. not in our languages. Almost many languages abroad has taken the film to dub it in their language, and I think it's more than almost 50 plus countries you will see this film releasing. And people have come forward. They have invested. What started like this, they have invested. They have taken this film everywhere. Some of the people want to make it 3D. Some of the people want to do everything in this. So it's not something, I guess, as I told you, once when we started walking towards against the COVID and started working, I guess our intentions were very right, and time definitely supported us. And I think it just held our hand and took us everywhere. We didn't intend to go that far. So I guess our intention was to make a good story and tell everybody. And I think here we are today, man.
It's a good intentions definitely reach the right, give the right result. And you guys are such an example of, this movies, and the team entirely is a big example. So thank you so much, sir, for your time, and all the very best. And once the movie is out, I will be there in the front seat cheering for you guys. Yeah.
That's so sweet. Thank you so much. Thank you. And it was wonderful talking to you too.
Thanks a lot for your time.
You have a wonderful day, and God bless. We'll see you soon.
Hit 96.7 FM.